It's me, Miss Mel. The power just went out, and so I thought it would be fun if we read a story in the dark. I have my flat light, but now it doesn't seem so fun because it's really dark. Oh, who is that? Oh my gosh. Hey, hey kids, can you come down here? Because sometimes you're in a place and it's very spooky by yourself and you just need a friend.
The smell, did you hear that creepy growling noise? I don't know what that was.
We're gonna stay under this blanket.
Did you hear it?
I
It
heard
was like
it.
a weird banging noise.
Wait. You know what, Mr. Chris?
Protect me.
You know what I remembered? Both kids are taking a shower.
Oh, what was that noise?
It
What
was,
was that noise?
it was the water banging, the water pipe banging, Mr. Chris.
Okay, it sounded like footsteps to me.
Well, they were getting in the shower. They were getting in the shower.
Oh, what's the growling then? Like, it sounded like.
Oh, yeah. So our pipes are really old, honey.
Okay.
And
Like-
so they sound like that when they turn on.
You mean the pipes in the basement?
Yes, the pipe, that's where all the water pipes
Why
are.
don't you go down there and check?
Right now I'm enjoying,
I'm scared to go down and check.
maybe we just snuggle a minute.
Okay. Okay.
So, Mr. Chris, sometimes we get scared, right?
Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. You got your flashlight, and we're together, and we just have to be brave. We just have to be brave. Mhm.
And because nothing can hurt us down here, Mr. Chris.
No.
We live in a place where nothing can hurt us.
Yes, it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
It's pretty safe.
And guess what,
And
Mr.
it's
Chris?
just because it's Halloween time and there's scary
Yeah.
decorations up.
Yeah,
and
there are scary
my
decorations up.
My imagination runs away with
Oh
it.
my gosh, I know. But you know what you can tell yourself? Can we give some strategies, Mr. Chris?
Okay, let's talk about
Okay, let's talk about
Let's
some.
talk about it.
Okay.
Like,
So,
taking deep breaths.
taking deep breaths.
Finding your courage by taking deep breaths.
And then, what's the other thing we can do?
You shine a flashlight in your eyes.
No.
But light helps. Turning the lights
Light
on
helps,
Mhm.
right? Maybe a night light,
Mhm.
Mr. Chris.
Mhm.
Another thing that you can do
Okay.
is
Tell yourself a story.
tell yourself a happy story or
Think of a happy
Jump.
memory.
jump out of bed and read a happy book.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yes, Mr. Chris, think of a
Mhm.
happy memory.
Yeah, that's a good idea. How about biting my nails?
No,
No, that's not a good idea.
no. Because
Just think of a happy memory.
Remember, we're in a
Like that
pandemic.
time. like
Pandemic. So no biting.
No biting. Keep your fingers out of your mouth.
And
Got it,
wash
got it.
them all the time.
Happy memory. Happy
Happy
memory.
memory.
How about that time we were on the beach?
Oh,
We went for a walk on the beach. It was a nice sunny day.
Oh, that's a great memory. I love that memory.
Yeah.
And maybe, here's another strategy.
Yeah.
You don't watch scary movies or play scary video games before bed.
Yeah, or maybe even reading scary books before bed.
No, that's not
Read
a good
a
idea.
happy book.
Happy book.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think of a happy book.
There's a monster at the end of this book.
Nope.
Robert?
No.
No, Don't turn the pages on that book.
No, don't turn the
You do
page.
not want to find out what the monster is at the end of that book.
I know.
Happy book. Yeah.
Happy book. There's so many.
Wait, I know.
What?
Even if it's not a happy book, how about happy nightlight stories? You could listen to all sorts. You could watch these videos. And not this one because did you hear that growling? But it wasn't growling. It was just the pipes.
It was
the
just
pipes.
the
My
pipe.
imagination sometimes.
I know. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Remember? Breath. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the story The Basement because sometimes our imaginations do get the better of us,
That's a good one.
right? And
Mhm.
so it's kind of a dreary, dark day, isn't it, Mr. Chris? And so we wanted to make sure that we get a nightlight story in. Hey, you know what also has been scary? How infrequent we've been with our stories lately.
It's true.
But we started school, and we've been helping lots of kids get back into school
It's true.
or learn online, and so including our own. And so, but that's not.
And I thought, there's another strategy. Bring out a notebook or something and write. Get your thoughts out.
Yes.
Get your thoughts out in the notebook or draw something.
Yes.
Strategy, because that's what I've been busy doing, right?
Yes,
Not
you've been
drawing.
writing. No, you've been writing the book.
Okay, writing quite a bit.
Yes, and what have I been doing, Mr. Chris?
Mm.
I've been running the household, getting new windows and doors to keep us safe and warm.
Yes.
So, hey, on a dreary day, also another way to not be afraid and keep your mind occupied, make a fort! Look, Mr. Chris and I made a fort. It's easy.
We're kind of hiding under the blankets right now. It's sounding like a fort.
But it's turning into a fort. You know why? Because we are using our strategies,
Forts.
and we know there is nothing else.
Forts are safe.
Forts are safe. All right, so I'm going to read a story about somebody learning how to be brave.
Great, and I'm going to go. No, I'm not. I'm staying right here. Go ahead. Stay right here. Go ahead. You start reading.
Hey, what about the kids?
They're in the shower, you said.
Yeah. Oh, they're brave.
They take showers forever. They're
They're the longest shower takers. Can you hold my flashlight so you're not afraid? Okay, here we go. Ready for our story?
I love this story.
I know, me too. Okay. Marshall stared into the basement. He did not want to go down there. It was creepy in the basement. Just before climbing into the shower, his mother asked him to empty the laundry from the dryer. He wanted to oblige. He wanted to do what she asked. He wanted to make his mother proud. But the dryer was in the basement. And the door to the basement was in the kitchen, the very well-lit kitchen. Marshall had no problem grasping the handle, turning it, and pulling the door open. When he did so, the door swung wide, illuminating the first few steps leading down. Marshall stood there, wrestling with his confidence, willing his feet to move.
You could do it, Marshall.
You could do it. He couldn't quite put his finger on what made him so apprehensive about heading down the stairs. There were no windows, for one thing. No natural light could penetrate the stone walls. The single light source came from a bulb that was mounted to the ceiling. Pulling a chain was all that was necessary to turn on the light. He knew he could reach it easily enough, but getting to that chain meant first walking into the inky blackness. Perhaps it was the change in temperature that chilled his bones. There wasn't a heater in the cellar, and any trip down there meant descending into a world at least 10 degrees cooler than the one above. Maybe it was the lack of warmth that made the blood in his veins turn to ice. Once, while helping his mother organize boxes, he saw a mouse scurry along one of the walls in the basement. Mice didn't really scare him, except for their sharp teeth that could gnaw through plaster, plastic, and wood. He had seen enough videos and read plenty of books to know that mice were usually prey for larger creatures, like snakes. Once he heard his mom shriek because she had seen a salamander in the basement. It was actually in the washing machine.
That happened to us.
It's true. She had touched it when she pulled the sopping, wet clothes. If a salamander could get in, was it far-fetched? Was it so far-fetched to think that a snake could slither its way through too? He hadn't seen a mouse in the house for a while, but was that because there was some enormous, venomous snake feeding off those poor innocent animals? Eating mice day after day could have certainly made the reptile double or even triple in size. And if this snake was living in the basement, could it have grown weary of eating the same meal every day? Could it want to add something new to its diet? Like a 7-year-old boy?
Marshall, be careful.
Marshall shook the thought away. There was no giant carnivorous snake living in the basement. This was just his imagination running wild on him. Just like the time he thought there was a troll under his bed, he and his father had looked only to find a few missing Lego pieces hiding near some dust bunnies. There was no troll under his bed, but could the troll have had a secret hatch hidden under the rug? One that led to the basement? Could a slick, oily face be peering up at him through the darkness right now? Marshall squinted, looking for any sign of a razor-sharp grin glistening out through the dim. This was nonsense, and he knew it. There was no flesh-eating monster under his bed or in the basement ready to take him. He had lived in this house his entire life, and nothing attacked him yet. In fact, The only thing that ever got him was his father when he'd pop out of nowhere and yell, "Tickle attack!" His father's hand would transform into the claw. The claw would swoop into any exposed area. If Marshall covered his neck, the claw went for his belly. If he covered his belly, the claw went for his neck. The hand was like a five-legged spider pouncing on a helpless fly. Uh-oh. The thought of a big hairy spider made Marshall realize a fact that he had previously forgotten. Spiders and other creepy crawlies lived in the basement. It wasn't just one type of arachnid or one type of insect either. Whole tribes of multi-legged bugs made their home down there. Big, brown spiders with long, fur-covered legs spun sticky webs. Centipedes squeezed between every crack of their next meal. Perhaps there was an army of black widows waiting to spring off the ceiling into his hair. Could there be a swarm of millipedes wanting to crawl up his shoes and in his pant legs?
No.
How did he know there wasn't a spider hanging on the chain he needed to pull to turn on the light? No. He had seen his father and mother turn on the light many times. There had never been a spider on the chain, and there wouldn't be one this time. If he could only move into the darkness and reach the chain, the light would pop on, and everything would be fine. Except nothing was as terrifying as the darkness itself. No sense of distance, space, or what was coming, stirred together to create a cauldron of terror. Endless blackness all around seemed to extinguish hope itself. The inability to see his surroundings seemed to involuntarily spur his imagination to conjure images for him. Fang-toothed aliens with slimy tentacles lived one step away in every direction. Lizard-faced hobgoblins snickered in the gloom, waiting for the perfect moment to reach out and snatch a hapless victim. Every monster that menaced every nightmare could be found skulking in the corners of the basement. "Come on, get it together!"
Come on, Marshall.
Marshall whispered. He hoped breaking the silence would spike his confidence. There was nothing down there. He could do this. He could be like the heroes in one of his books, movies, or video games. All he had to do was be brave.
You can do it, Marshall.
"We got you." Marshall lifted a foot and leaned forward, holding his breath. Clang! A loud metallic sound rattled from the basement and echoed off the walls. Marshall jumped back, startled by the unexpected noise. Was it an ogre bashing his head on the overhead pipe?
Yeah.
Could it be a killer robot formed from his father's power tools coming to life?
Mm-hmm.
His heart thumped wildly in his chest while his brain scrambled for an explanation. Clang! The sound came again, but this time was immediately followed by a different noise, or rather, the absence of noise. The constant hum of running water suddenly stopped. The pipes always clanged against the wooden beams when the water was turned off. His mother was finished with her shower.
Oh, just like the kids.
That was it. She would be toweling off and then calling him in any minute. She wanted to know if he took care of the laundry. He didn't want to let her down. And even more importantly, he didn't want to admit that he was scared. In that instant, Marshall made a choice. He simply chose to not be afraid.
Yes.
All along, he had told himself to ignore the phantoms created in his own mind. All he had to do was listen to his own advice. Marshall took off down the stairs, thrusting himself into the unknown abyss. His mind was like a laser focused on one thing and one thing only: pull the chain. Adrenaline coursed through his body, providing an extra burst of speed. The muscles in his legs pulsed with each step. Then he was there. His feet hit concrete, and his arms shot up to clasp the chain between his fingers. The moment his skin touched the cool metal, he grabbed on, clutching the chain like it was a life preserver cast into the ocean. With a jolt, he yanked down. For a moment, he feared he had pulled the chain too hard and that it would pop off in his hands. He envisioned himself looking back up toward the only source of light, the kitchen door, watching it close, slowly sealing him in the dreary tomb forever. The chain did not break. Instead, the light fizzed on to life, illuminating the entire room. Marshall didn't waste a moment. With all the precious of a hawk locking onto its prey, With all the precision of a hawk locking onto its prey, he spotted the laundry basket. In one fluid motion, he picked up the basket with one hand while he opened the dryer door with the other. He heaped armfuls of socks, shirts, underwear, and jeans into the basket until the tumbler was empty. A quick inspection of the metal drum confirmed that he had completed his mission. The laundry was out of the dryer.
Yeah, Marshall.
Woo! In a flash, he reversed his order of operations. He sprinted past the chain, pulled it, and without stopping, leapt up the stairs, taking them two at a time. Never looking back, Marshall reached the top and slammed the door shut. Relief washed over him as he caught his breath. He had done it. He had conquered the basement.
Yeah, Marshall.
Excited to tell his mother, he ran out of the kitchen and down the hall to his parents' bedroom, where he found his mother in her purple bathrobe, drying her hair with a towel. "Hey there, honey," she said cheerfully. "Just in time, too. Did you get the laundry out of the dryer for me? I wanted to wear one of the outfits that was in there today." Marshall beamed. "I sure did, Mom. You should have seen me. I didn't want to go in the basement because, well, it's creepy, especially when the lights are out. But then I took a deep breath, gathered all my courage, and I did it. I ran down the stairs, turned on the light, and took all the laundry out of the dryer, just like you asked. Aren't you proud of me?" "I sure am, honey. I'm so proud of you. You're so very brave. Hey, now, where's the laundry basket?" Uh-oh. He left it downstairs, Marshall.
Marshall left it downstairs, which means... Oh. You know what, Miss Mill?
What?
I'm not scared anymore.
Me neither. I
That
feel pretty
story
good.
made me feel a lot better.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, lots is coming up this week. A lot of things. Halloween is coming up.
Yeah. The time of this recording, Halloween's only 1 week away.
1 week away. And we hope that you guys have an awesome week. We'll be back again with another story.
Yay.
And because we have a few Halloween stories, feel free to check them out. Remember, guys, we have a YouTube channel, and I will post that for us underneath this video, the link, so you guys can have it. Okay? And then on that YouTube channel is all our live readings, all our edu-walks, and then on the nightlightstories.net, there is a ketchup post right now, and it has
Mustard?
no, like that, or a
Relish?
hamburger. Nope, no hamburger,
Just ketchup.
just ketchup. And what does that mean? That means we posted all of our past chapters from the cloud. I posted our link to the snapshot stories, where you can go in, or story snapshots, and you can go in to that and hear all our other 63 stories. And then, oh my gosh, Mr. Chris, we have a lot going on.
We do.
And I have our readings. So thanks for coming and being with us today. We appreciate it, and we hope you guys have an awesome, awesome week. Thanks for
Bye-bye,
keeping
everybody.
us company and keeping us safe.
Happy Halloween! The
Bye-bye.
clock!
I can't find Mr. Chris.
You fought off the clock.